the next chapter we are going to deal with is image compression and watermarking. So the first section that we are going to deal with is image compression. So basically, what is the idea for compressing the image, or why do we need to compress the image? The basic need for compressing the image is we want to save the space. So which space? One, the storage space, and second, it may be your transmission bandwidth. When I am transferring the image from one system to another system, maybe over an intranet or internet, I want to save the bandwidth. Or I am storing the image in my hard disk, I want to save the disk space. So image compression, how does it reduce the size of the image? So basically what it does is, we are trying to reduce the redundancy in the data. What is redundancy in the data? When same thing is given multiple times, we say that there is redundancy. So just now I explained you why compression is important. Again I explain you importance of compression. That will be redundancy. Okay. Now, data compression is also known as compaction, wherein we are reducing the the amount of data to store a particular image. So the same amount of information may be represented by different amount of data. Now what do you mean by same amount of information may be represented by different amount of data? Consider the same example they have given over here. There are two friends who are telling the same story. So the information that is conveyed is same, but the number of words which are used by both of them are different. So the data is different, the amount of data is different, but whatever information that data is conveying, that information is same. So when you talk of compression, we try to reduce the amount of data representing the same amount of information. So maybe irrelevant data, repeating certain words again and again, wo sab we can remove. So this is nothing but this is data redundancy. So data redundancy is a key issue for compressing the digital images. You have to understand that if you can tackle redundancy, you can deal with compression. आप redundancy कहाँ पर है figure out करो, वो redundancy reduce कैसे करने का वो सोचो, आपका image automatically compress हो जाएगा. Now when I talk of data redundancy, this is not an abstract concept. We can actually quantify it. How to quantify it? Let us consider N1 and N2. N1 and N2 is nothing but it is number of information carrying in two data sets. Okay, N1 and N2 are conveying same information, but how much data do they require? So suppose I consider N1 upon N2, then I get CR. What is CR? CR is the compression ratio. CR is called as compression ratio. What does this compression ratio tell me? Suppose N1 and N2 are same, then the compression ratio is 1. Telling me that ki N1 also tells you the story in 10 words. N2 is also telling you the story in 10 words only. So 10 upon 10 will be 1. So compression ratio is 1. Suppose N2 is much lesser than N1. So N2 is telling you the story in 5 words. N1 is telling you the story in 10 words. Your compression ratio will go near infinity. N2 कम words में ज़्यादा information बता रहा है. So it means that the data in N1 is highly redundant and we can reduce it. अभी इसका उल्टा, N2 is higher and N1 is smaller. Then what will happen? The second data set is taking lot more words to tell the same story that N1 is telling in less number of words. So your N1 is better as compared to N2. CR will be 0. CR will be 0 in that case if N1 is much lesser than N2. Now this is about CR. You can see one more formula above over here which I did not touch till now. This formula is about data redundancy. कंप्रेशन रेशो आपको ये बोलता है कि सेकेंड डेटा सेट या आपका जो कंप्रेस डेटा सेट है उसने किस हद तक कंप्रेस किया आपके डेटा को. सी व्हेनेवर यू जिप अ फाइल, आपको आता है ना 55% कंप्रेशन अचीव्ड, yes or no? So that 55% compression is nothing but your compression ratio. You're getting it? So for example, if my original data set was requiring 10 bits for a data and my new data set, my compressed data set, that is N2, is requiring only 1 bit for that much data, then my compression ratio is 10:1. Okay, so 10 bits in original data set are compressed in 1 bit in the second or compressed data set, that is N2. Data redundancy कैसे calculate किया जाता है? 1 minus 1 upon CR. So suppose my compression ratio is 10. What will I write? 1 minus 1 upon 10. So what is 1 upon 10? 0.01. Sorry, 0.01 नहीं, 0.1. Okay. So what is your data redundancy? RD, it is 0.9. So it tells me that in the first data set, 90% of the data is redundant. Now, once we know the concept of RD and CR, let us go through those three cases once again. When N2 is equal to N1, your CR is going to be 1 and your RD is going to be 0. 1 minus 1 upon 1 is going to be 1 minus 1, RD is 0. So it tells you that your data set does not contain any redundancy. There is nothing that can be cut shorted. Okay, जैसा है वैसा रख दो. अभी if N2 is much smaller than N1, then your CR is going to be infinity. So 1 upon infinity क्या, there's nothing to define over here, correct? 1 upon infinity कुछ define नहीं हो सकता. So your RD is going to be 1. When your RD is tending to 1, 0.9 है, 0.8 है या 1 है, इसका मतलब ये है कि considerable compression हो सकता है because आपका data highly redundant है. सी जब तक रिडेंडेंसी नहीं होगा तब तक कंप्रेशन का आप सोच नहीं सकते हो. जैसे फर्स्ट केस में मैंने बोला रिडेंडेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन है ही नहीं, कंप्रेस क्या करोगे. सेकेंड केस में व्हेन N2 इज मच लेसर देन N1, देयर इज अ हाई स्कोप फॉर कंप्रेशन बिकॉज डेटा रिडेंडेंसी इज हाई. इसका अपोजिट जो केस होता है वो क्या होता है? योर सेकेंड डेटा सेट कंटेन्स लॉट मोर देन द ओरिजिनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. So N2 is much bigger than N1. So your CR is 0 and your data redundancy is infinity. Practically telling you that कि second set में ज़्यादा redundancy है. Okay? So आपका जो CR है, that is your compression ratio, उसका लिमिट 0 to infinity के अंदर होता है. and जो RD है आपका data redundancy जो है उसका minus infinity to 1 होता है. Okay. Now, the very first thing that you need to do with respect to, whenever you think of compressing any image, you have to first figure out what kind of redundancy is present. So there are 3 types of redundancy. The first one is coding redundancy, then you have interpixel redundancy, and then the last one is your psychovisual redundancy. Now, whenever data compression algorithms are designed, the algorithms will target मतलब they will try to reduce one of these redundancies or more than one of these redundancies. What are the 3 redundancies we are going to talk about? Coding redundancy, interpixel redundancy, and psychovisual redundancy. Okay. Now, very first one, coding redundancy. Coding redundancy का simple मतलब ये है कि how can I construct a code using minimum amount of data for it. So in simple words, if I have to tell you, पहले तो ये सोचो कि आपके इमेज में जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है उसके लिए 4 बिट्स काफ़ी है या 8 बिट लगेंगे, बिकॉज 8 बिट नहीं लगने वाले हैं, तो क्यों 8 बिट्स वेस्ट कर रहे हो? तो ये फिगर आउट करो कि हाउ मेनी बिट्स आर रिक्वायर्ड टू represent the information which is there in your image. Now again, suppose there's a random variable rk which is in the interval 0 to 1. Okay, is the gray level in an image, and every rk is likely to occur with a probability of pr of rk. So see, एक image में multiple gray levels होते हैं, so उनको rk consider कर लो. अभी एक इमेज में कितने ग्रे लेवल्स हो सकते हैं? हाउ मेनी ग्रे लेवल्स कैन बी देयर इन एन इमेज? ऑलरेडी वी हैव डिस्कस्ड दिस n नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स. वी से L is the number of gray levels in the image. So which gray levels will be there? The gray levels will be 0 to L minus 1. Are you getting it? So when I consider a variable rk, your k value is going to go from 0 to n minus 1. Simple, easy. Yes. Now what is PR of RK? It is a probability that these many number of pixels are having the gray level RK, where K can be 0 to L minus 1. Okay. Probability देखना है, normalized probability देखना है, तो NK upon N. Now this formula should be familiar to you. ये कल ही किया है हम लोग ने जब हम लोग ने histogram किया था. Okay. So this should be familiar to you. ठीक है. L is number of gray levels. NK is the number that is demonstrated in the image with kth gray level. Means suppose 0 है gray level. 0 gray level के कितने पिक्सल्स है तुम्हारे इमेज में? वो हुआ आपका N0. Understood? And N is nothing but total number of pixels in the image. Now, if the number of bits used for each RK's value is 1 into RK, then the average number of bits needed for each pixel will be L average is equal to summation of K is equal to 0 to L minus 1 L into RK PR of RK. Okay. Now when I say LRK, it is nothing but length. Number of bits है ना, so it is length. Okay. In other words, what are we trying to do? We are trying to identify what is the average length of the code word, okay, that should be allocated to different gray level values. See, as I told you कि हर एक ग्रे लेवल के सेम नंबर ऑफ पिक्सल्स नहीं होते, तो हर एक ग्रे लेवल को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए हमें सेम बिट्स नहीं लगेंगे, तो पूरे इमेज को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए सेम नंबर ऑफ बिट्स की ज़रूरत नहीं है. तो क्यों 8 बिट्स यूज़ करना है? देखो ना 5 बिट में काम हो रहा है क्या, देखो 6 बिट में इज इट वर्किंग. सो दिस फॉर्मूला विल टेल यू व्हाट इज द एवरेज लेंथ. आर यू गेटिंग इट? एवरेज लेंथ कैसे मिलेगा? हर एक ग्रे लेवल से पूछो हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ बिट्स डू यू रिक्वायर, उसका समेशन करो एंड देन यू गेट द एल एवरेज. आई होप आई एम वेरी क्लियर. So you do the summation of L of RK, multiply it with the probability, okay, and then calculate the L average. ठीक है? So the number of bits needed to code a M by N image, the number of bits which are needed to code the M by N image will be M into N into L average. Okay? अभी आप पूछोगे M into N क्यों किया? M into N साइज है इमेज का. अगर हर एक पिक्सल के लिए L एवरेज नंबर ऑफ बिट्स लग रहे तो पूरे इमेज के लिए कितने लगेंगे? M into N into L average. Just as we have coding redundancy, another type of redundancy that you have is interpixel redundancy. What does interpixel redundancy basically mean is, it means that you try and find out the dominant levels or dominant ranges of gray levels which are there in the image. Pixel same pixels बाजू में है क्या? Is there any pattern that you can identify in the image? So just see this. This is image A, this is the histogram of image A. This is image B, this is the histogram of image B. Do you think the images are identical just because histograms are identical? No. The images are not identical. Why are the images not identical? Just see the normalized autocorrelation coefficient along one line. What do you mean by autocorrelation coefficient along a line? Let us consider, let me draw one line. उसके नीचे वाला line. Don't you think there is some pattern vertically as well as horizontally in the image? Are you able to identify? And first image में वैसा कुछ भी pattern नहीं है, ना vertically है ना horizontally है, कुछ pattern नहीं है. So autocorrelation is present in the second image but it is absent in the first image. अभी ये जो correlation present है second image में, this tells us that there is some kind of interpixel redundancy. Okay? Now, whenever we are talking about the autocorrelation coefficient, how is that autocorrelation coefficient calculated? The formula is given over here. Okay? You will by heart this formula. Now, the above scaling factor is nothing but it is the number of some terms of each integer value of delta n. This value is a variable. So naturally total pixels on the line must be delta n only, and it must be lower than n, where n is the total number of pixels in the image, for example. So now if the variable x is the line coordinate for the computation used, notice the shape of the functions. अभी shapes आपको क्या बताते हैं? Shapes आपको ये बताते हैं कि correlation है या नहीं. Don't you think this signal is a oscillating signal? And इस signal में कुछ भी relation नहीं है. So the second signal clearly tells you कि okay, there is some kind of correlation which is present. Okay? Now these images, they represent another significant form of data redundancy, one which is directly related to the image's interpixel correlation. So पूरे image में correlation है या नहीं, ये देखने के लिए तो formula था हमारे पास. But now we think about images interpixel correlations. तो कैसे? This information is obtained in individual pixel is comparatively small because the value of any given pixel can be adequately predicted from the value of its neighbors. मैंने आपको बोला था कि vertically या horizontally आजू बाजू के pixels एक दूसरे से related है. So this is the kind of redundancy we are talking over for this. Okay, so these type of redundancies are either geometrical redundancies, there are frame redundancies. एक frame and दूसरे frame में ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. अभी आप पूछोगे frame क्या है? Whenever we have a video, so video में क्या होता है? There's frame number 1, उसके पीछे frame number 2. You know, video is nothing but it can be considered as a collection of frames, right? So interframe redundancy हो सकता है या spital redundancy हो सकता है. यहाँ पर can you see? Let us assume that the width of this stick is 5 and the width of this gray color region is 7. So after 7 gray pixels, there are 5 white pixels. Again 7 gray pixels, again 5 white pixels. ऐसा कुछ correlation आपको मिलता है क्या? You try to identify such correlations. I hope I am very clear on this. So you talk about spital redundancy, you talk about geometric redundancy, you talk about frame redundancy, and all of them are included within the bigger term which is called as interpixel redundancy. Okay. नाउ अगर इंटरपिक्सल रिडंडेंसी आइडेंटिफाई करना है तो मोस्टली यू हैव टू यूज ह्यूमन humans are better at identifying कि adjacent pixel same है या नहीं. ठीक है. Now we are going to see how how typically these redundancies are used during compression. So that will be covered in the next lecture.